It's on the floor. Look on the floor somewhere.
What are you looking for?
The gavel.
The gavel.
I think we had to move everything.
I would like to call to order the July 19th, 2021 Board of Commissioners regular meeting. Welcome, everyone. We had just a moment there, couldn't find the gavel, so we're ad lib without it. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we would like to observe a moment of silence for two people that we've lost in our community over the past month. William Lamar Barrier. Lamar was a former Concord City Council member for many, many years, and an important part of our community, and we'll be talking about him just a little bit later as well. And then also we wanted to remember Andrew Dextree and his family. Andrew was an employee in our IT department that passed away suddenly in recent weeks. So please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. First up on our agenda tonight is the approval or correction of the minutes, and you all have a copy of those before you. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes as presented, or are there any corrections?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. Next up is approval of the agenda. You have a copy of that before you as well. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda, including the changes on page 66?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that one? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we move now to recognitions and presentations. And we are happy to have Sheriff Van Shaw with us for a recognition of Captain Laura Hagen's retirement from the Sheriff Department. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Commissioners. Appreciate you allowing me to come before you. We have the opportunity to recognize two employees that will be retiring at the end of this month, and I wanted to share a little bit of information about them with you and their service and commitment to the citizens of Cabarrus County. I'll start with Captain Laura Hagen. Laura, if you come join me. And Laura's joined tonight by her husband, her mom and dad, and a lot of friends and relatives that are here to support her and congratulate her and welcome her into retirement very soon. So Laura came to the Sheriff's Office back in 1992 under then Sheriff Robert Cannaday, and she began her career as a deputy in the detention center. She then moved on to our courthouse and our security and bailiff division, where Laura worked for a few years before she was then promoted by Sheriff Riley to sergeant within the courthouse and bailiff division. In 2005, Laura was promoted to lieutenant over the overall daily operations of the courthouse and bailiff division. So she served for an additional 4 years there, and then she was moved over to our recruitment and training division, where Laura served there until 2016, and she was promoted to captain, and she serves as the captain of the Administrative Support Services Division. So what that means is she's in charge of our school SROs. She's also in charge of our records division, our civil process division, and as I mentioned earlier, our training and recruitment division. She's also been the team leader of our crisis negotiator team. She's a member of the Cabarrus County Mental Health Task Force. She is currently a certified law enforcement instructor for basic law enforcement training, detention officer corrections class, as well as a general instructor class as well. So she trains other instructors or other folks how to become instructors. She was also one of the people primarily responsible for starting our college intern program. So you can see Laura's been extremely busy. She's done an outstanding job. She's always been a good servant to the citizens of Cabarrus County. We're just so proud of her and happy for her. A little bit sad that she's moving on, but to better things. But Laura, we're just so proud of you and congratulations.
Thank you.
As I normally say, you're not really going to need the clock for a while. We're not sure where you're going, but you won't have to set it first thing anyway. So congratulations on 29 years of service, but more importantly, thank you to your service for this community. Our community is a better place because of you, and I love the infectious smile and attitude that when I see you every time you have and bring to the table. And we will miss you, but we wish you the best of luck wherever you decide to go from here. They're going to be lucky.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so I never turn away a microphone. And I just want to say what an honor and privilege it has been to serve Cabarrus County. I'm a Rowan County girl originally, come out of China Grove, North Carolina, and I am thankful to have the opportunity to have moved to Cabarrus County and had the opportunity to not only be a civilian, a sergeant, a lieutenant, a captain, and more importantly, a member of this wonderful community. I thank you as the commissioners because you have been truly, truly very informative for first responders. Please continue to listen to our requests. It is so important to remember the people that stand behind me, the things that they do, and the reasons they do it. We do it because we love it. All right, so thank you very much.
So as I mentioned earlier, we also have another person that will be retiring tonight. Her name is Sergeant Pam Landers. Pam, if you come up. So we're here to recognize Pam as well. In 2004, Pam started her career as a deputy in the detention center as well. She started out there, and then in 2007, she was assigned to the Civil Process Division. And when I say that probably to the general public, they don't quite understand that that's where we serve all types of court papers that come out. As I say, you get to see us on some of your not too good days too, divorce, those types of things. If you're getting sued, all those types of things that we do, and also, some types of revocations, those types of things. So Pam has done a very difficult job for a long time. But she served there in the Civil Process Division. She actually was the first field training officer when that program was established in the Civil Division. She also has the distinction of being the agency's first post-judgment officer. So what she does is work with county clerks of court as well as attorneys to negotiate payment settlements and property levies. So she's out there trying to meet folks in the middle, be a good negotiator, and make things go as smooth as she can. In 2017, Pam was promoted to the rank of sergeant within the Civil Division, where she's mentored a number of people, done an outstanding job. When you see Pam, she is always smiling. Always smiling. She's extremely helpful, has one of the best attitudes of anybody, doesn't seem to ever meet a stranger. And I can't think of a better ambassador for our agency, especially dealing with folks that are going through tough times. And Pam's always been one that could get those things resolved. So just want to present Pam to y'all and say congratulations officially. We're so happy for your retirement, but we will miss you. Trust me.
you can do the task that he's talking, that can be very, I think, confrontational and difficult, and you can do that and still keep a positive attitude and keep smiling. It sounds like you're the perfect person for that job, and again, we've been very fortunate to have you serve our community. So I want to thank you for that, but I do want to say to you, I think you're going to have to put a moratorium on retirement. Because you come way too much with retirement, so before anybody else gets the idea.
There's some back there waiting their
You need to put a
turn.
moratorium on it, yes, yes. But we will miss you and wish you the best of luck wherever you go from here.
Thank you.
Take care.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Privilege to work here.
Well, we're happy to have you. Pam doesn't want to say anything, but we're so excited for you. And I know she's loved working here and working for the county, and I know it means the world to you. So you're not a stranger. You won't be one, right?
Well, the good thing is that I will definitely not be a stranger, and I've got to work with Rich Cook quite a bit, and we've enjoyed it, having a good time working things out, and it's always, always been the person that no one wants to see sometimes, but it was always my pleasure to be able to be out there and be with the public, and my honor to serve.
Well, you've done a fabulous job, man. See, I made you talk even though you didn't want to.
Well, thank you very much to both of you ladies, and best wishes in your retirement. I think that we all listened to those job descriptions, and it is quite obvious that Sheriff's got a lot of holes to fill when the two of you leave. So thank you so much for everything that you have done. At this time, we will move to Justin BRINES in recognition of a Cabarrus Emergency Medical Services employee.
You know, I looked around the room and I didn't realize we were having a competition on distinguished careers tonight when we walked in. And I have to say, I pass Sergeant Landers every morning coming to work, and I knew she had been smiling a little extra lately. So now I know why. I did not realize. But we are here tonight to honor paramedic Michelle DIETRICH in her retirement with Cabarrus County. She began a long and impactful career with Cabarrus County EMS on September 26th of 1994. During the time she was here, and I think this is definitely worth mentioning, Michelle obtained her emergency medical science degree, a National Registry paramedic certification, as well as degrees in radiology and nursing. And I think now that she's retiring at such a young and fruitful age, she's going to use that nursing degree even more now. So definitely all the while working full-time and providing high-quality, compassionate care to the citizens and visitors of Cabarrus County. She served fully, I can say that without hesitation. She offered her services in a way that truly provided a ray of light to those experiencing bad days. She's truly an example of how you accept EMS as a way of life rather than a job, and she officially retired on July 1st, 2021. And due to COVID restrictions, like we have all been familiar with, we had a smaller than usual celebration, but we did pull one off at Station 1. And she did receive her retirement badge from the agency that day. So I think almost 30 years in any profession is an accomplishment, and I may be somewhat biased, but nearly 30 years in EMS, or any public safety for that matter, in EMS, while she was on an ambulance, the majority of that time providing high quality care is an accomplishment and then some. We often see people at their worst, but we also know a ton of good. I'm sure she has a ton of memories from calls that she's run, as well as the camaraderie and family atmosphere that you only have in our profession. And as Jimmy and I often say, we should have written a book. So I know you probably could write several chapters to that. We hope you enjoy your retirement and the time with your friends and your family. Retiring on the heels of a pandemic, just like all these folks here tonight, I think deserves a little extra downtime. So thank you for your selfless service, and on behalf of Chief Lentz, as well as your coworkers and all of Cabarrus County, you've left your mark and you will certainly be missed. So thank you very much. And the mic is yours if you would like. If not, you don't have to.
Start with the clock that you don't need either right now. So, but congratulations. How exciting going into a new career and something new to look to. I know that we're all going to miss you, and I can't really, I don't know, figure out how you guys do what you do. I'm one that, like, the sight of blood I can't take, and the emergency. And I mean, just what you guys do, that you show up and what you do in people's, some of their worst times of their life, and the difference that you make is just huge. And 27 years of that, I can only imagine what you've seen. But I hope you know the difference that you've made to the people that been with. And we wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and best wishes to you, Michelle. It sounds like you've got still an exciting career ahead of you, but thank you for what you've done for us. I had mentioned earlier that we had lost a true valued public servant in Cabarrus County over the past few weeks, and that was Lamar Barrier, and we have a proclamation that I would like to read at this time. A proclamation and tribute in honor of William Lamar Barrier. Whereas William Lamar Barrier was born October 24th, 1948 in Norfolk, Virginia, before moving to Concord, North Carolina. And whereas Mr. Barrier served in the United States Army during the Vietnam War, and whereas Lamar was a true public servant, serving on the Concord City Council beginning in 1985 for 32 consecutive years. And whereas Lamar served as an ambassador and champion for the city of Concord, its citizens, and quality of life, and whereas Lamar was instrumental in the development of Concord Mills, one of the state's largest tourist attractions, and was key in the successful growth of Concord Regional Airport, which is one of the busiest airports in North Carolina. And whereas Lamar's dedication to his community spanned from Lamar's Coats for Kids to the founding of hospice and palliative care of Cabarrus County. And whereas Lamar demonstrated immeasurable strength, determination, and courage in the face of his battle against cancer that ended on July 6, 2021. And whereas Lamar's life impacted others, leaving family and friends, citizens and neighbors as better people for knowing him. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners hereby pays tribute to William Lamar Barrier, former Concord councilman, in recognition of his tenacious pursuit of progress for Concord and its residents, and his devotion to public service in Cabarrus County. We further urge the citizens of Cabarrus County to remember Lamar Barrier, an extraordinary person who made a lasting imprint on our community and hearts. Commissioners, do I hear a motion to adopt this proclamation as read? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes unanimously. And now we have another proclamation, and we're happy to read this proclamation in recognition of Dr. Chip Buckwell, and we are glad to have him present with us tonight. Dr. Darren Chip Buckwell, Retirement Proclamation. Whereas it has been brought to the attention of the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners that Dr. Darren Chip Buckwell retired as Superintendent of Kannapolis City Schools on June 30th, 2021. And whereas with over 38 years in the education field and 36 years of dedication to Kannapolis City Schools, its students, parents, educators, and community supporters, and whereas Dr. Buckwell worked diligently and played a vital role in creating a Kannapolis City Schools that is the innovative, first-rate school system it is today. And whereas under Dr. Buckwell's supervision and leadership, Kannapolis City Schools' innovative education opportunities have been a huge success for Cabarrus County and the state of North Carolina. And whereas Dr. Buckwell has displayed his dedication to Cabarrus County and Kannapolis City Schools through his work at the regional, state, and federal levels to ensure the best for students, staff, and his community. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners do hereby extend congratulations and best wishes to Dr. Chip Buckwell in his retirement and thank him for his service to Cabarrus County. Commissioners, do I hear a motion to approve this proclamation as read? We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes unanimously. And I'd like to ask Dr. Buckwell if he would come up and receive a copy of this proclamation. And we would certainly welcome any comments that you would like to make as well.
Being in schools 38 years didn't me make as smart as these guys here. They retired before I did. Congratulations to all of you guys. You don't get to do what I've been able to do in Kannapolis and do that without relationships. And the relationship with the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners has never been greater with education between Kannapolis City Schools and Cabarrus County Schools. And I am so grateful for that. I look forward to living here and growing here some more, and we look forward to seeing you guys again and having a great day. Thank you very much. I appreciate the proclamation.
Thank you. Okay, we move now to informal public comments, and I have two yellow cards here tonight. The first one being Norman McCullough. And if you would, when you approach the mic, give your name, address, and proceed with your comments. Welcome.
How are you doing?
Good.
My name is Norman McCullough. I'm at 2315 Montfort Avenue in Concord. I've been there a little over 6 years. I've been in Concord close to 10 years. So I am a resident, and I've come here to spread some news. Number one, as you know, I've spoken to you about the Coleman Mill. The Coleman Mill has been in work for about 4 years or so when they got the rezoning and so forth. And I've been directly working with the Coleman Mill for about 1.5 years. Now, I know you don't have jurisdiction, but you have a platform. And so my idea here is to make everyone clear to know that the Coleman Mill is stuck in the mud, literally and figuratively. And if anybody can do anything about that, it's a wonderful thing. I understand that you directly cannot do anything, but I am certain that people listening to this telecast will need to know about the Coleman Mill. The history is extensive. I've written a book about Warren C. Coleman, so I know about that. I'm also at this time writing a history of Cabarrus County, a history of Cabarrus County from a Black perspective. Now, you may or may not know what that means, but it means that talking about slavery, etc. And the last thing I would like to say, being here, I was going to say that I'm very concerned about non-representation of minorities, but obviously that's not the case. You do have some, but on a limited basis. So the world is changing, the city, the whole country is changing. And I'm asking you, as a resident, as a person who loves this city, to start thinking about diversification. It's a very important topic. And I come here with a good heart, good faith, and hopefully there will be some consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McCullough. Okay, our next speaker is Abdul Ali.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, County Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Abdul Ali. I am at 2012 Carolina Avenue in Kannapolis, and I have the distinction and the pleasure of serving as the Cabarrus County Republican Party Chairman. Tonight, I want to make a public statement that the Cabarrus County Republican Party believes that every family has the right to send their children to a school of their choice, be that traditional, charter, private, or homeschool. And because we recognize that every child and every family has different needs, regardless of their zip code, regardless of their income, regardless of their socioeconomic standing, every parent should have choice in education. We realize that institutions like the Hillsdale College affiliate Dogwood Academy would make a great asset to Cabarrus County, and we fully support having that Dogwood Academy here in Cabarrus County, and we're behind our commissioners in their decisions because we believe that our commissioners should be the ones making decisions about what happens with our public tax dollars and policy. So I wanted to speak on behalf of the Cabarrus County Republican Party and let you all know that we support both the affiliate of Hillsdale College Dogwood Academy, as well as our county commissioners and their decisions about what happens with our taxpayer resources. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, those are the only two cards that we have tonight. So at this time, we will move to our consent agenda. As I think most of you know, items on our consent agenda are generally of a routine nature. These are items that the board has discussed at length at our work session 2 weeks ago. And so at this time, commissioners, do I hear a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we move now to new business. First item is Economic Development Investment Project Vision. And Chanel will be here to talk about that one. They tripped me up and put Paige's name down here. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Chanel Varner, Program Manager for Cabarrus Economic Development. Thank you for the opportunity to present Project Vision, known as Core Choice. Core Choice is an advanced manufacturer of corrugated products. They are proposing an expansion project to add a press machine in Plant 2, located at 2215 Mulberry Road in Concord. The projected investment is approximately $9.7 million in personal property. They also plan to create 20 to 25 jobs with average wages above our county average wage. The Cabarrus County grant analysis is based on an estimated $9.7 million projected investment in personal property. We are asking for your consideration of a 3-year, 85% economic development grant. The estimated grant for the 3-year term is $114,126. The net revenue to the county during this grant term is $20,140. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.
Okay, commissioners, do you have any questions for Chanel on this project? All right, thank you. This item does call for a public hearing, so at this time, I'd like to call the public hearing to order and to invite anyone to the podium that would like to speak on this matter. Okay, seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Commissioners, what would be your pleasure on this item?
I will make a motion to approve the Economic Development Agreement, 3 years, 85% between Core Choice and Cabarrus County, and to authorize the county manager to execute the agreement on behalf of the board, subject to review and revision by the county attorney.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And that motion passes. Next item is from Planning and Development, proposed text amendments, and I would like to call on Susie Morris to discuss that at this time.
Good evening. What you have in front of you this evening are 3 text amendments. The first is to Chapter 7. We talked about that one at the work session. That is the placement of the ADUs to allow a little bit more flexibility if someone wants to have one of those. The second one is to Chapter 4, which essentially was a typo that we need to get corrected. The third one is to Chapter 16, which is our flood development ordinance. If you remember at the work session, we had a lot of discussion about potential changes. The only changes that we are proposing this evening are the ones related to the 160D language and to update the relevant state statutes. Everything related to that base flood elevation and to the construction standards that we talked about has been removed. There is no final decision from FEMA at this point, so the state and FEMA are still trying to work through that language. So we have completely removed that. You have at your seats a revised ordinance and also a revised consistency statement. So those are the only items that we will be having the hearing on this evening. So all of those were fully discussed at the meeting. There is no other new information to add. Once we have that information, we'll be back in front of you to present that, and I'm not sure when that time will be. So the best thing for us to do is just to remove it from consideration this evening and come back at a later time. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, thank you. This item also calls for a public hearing on the items that Susie has described. So at this time, I'd like to open the public hearing and invite anyone to the podium that would like to speak on this proposed text amendment. Okay, seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. And Commissioners, what would be your pleasure on this item?
Move for approval, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, that is a motion to consider adoption of text 2021-0002, proposed amendments to Chapter 4 overlay districts, Chapter 7 performance-based standards, and Chapter 16 flood damage prevention. Correct? And did I hear a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. We move now to reports, and at this time, we'll receive updates from commission members who serve as liaisons to municipalities or on various boards or committees. Commissioner Honeycutt.
So we did have our senior advisory meeting today, and just to give a report, they have been having classes through a good bit of the COVID, but they've had 9 classes going. Those are up to 25 classes with 9 people in each. You do have to sign up for them, but they are definitely seeing an improvement in the attendance and the need for those. And then they hope to bring back the dances and the Saturday hours and the evening hours sometime in August. So they're working on that timeline just to let everybody know who might be interested.
Great. Thank you. Okay, Commissioners, any other reports?
Mr. Chairman, as the liaison to the Concord City Council, I just want to reiterate what a great day we had last week when the governor was in town to make the announcement of a large project coming and to Concord and Cabarrus County, and wanted to mention that how great I thought it was that all 5 of us commissioners were at the announcement, because I think that speaks volumes to the business community and the state as a whole, that's the kind of climate and business climate that we have here in Cabarrus County. So thank you to each one of you for being there. I thought it was a great day for Cabarrus County.
Great. Thank you for bringing that up. It's certainly a day that I think will be in our history as a red letter day here for development. Okay, any other comments? If there are none, I will remind everyone that we do have applications available for various county boards and committees. You can find a list of those on our website, or you can contact our clerk's office, and they will be glad to help you with that. but we are always looking for good folks that are willing to volunteer their time to serve on our county boards and committees. Next up are general comments by board members, and I'll open the floor for those at this time, if anyone has anything.
Mr. Chairman, no comments on that, but are we going to take action tonight on the Adult Care Community Advisory Committee? It's on here, on the agenda. Is we going to not do that?
I think that is on our consent.
My agenda on the computer for some reason is not showing me what I need to see, so, and I don't see it on our paper agenda, but is it on the, it might be under the consent agenda, but I.
Yeah.
It was not, it was moved to August because staff could have better numbers for you and have a better conversation about it. So on your changes page on the back of the paperwork, at the bottom, it was moved to August. And it has
Okay.
that information in it.
Oh, that, the transportation grant. Now I'm with you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I
Right.
misunderstood you as well.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. Okay, any other general comments? Okay, hearing none, we do have need of a closed session tonight. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session to discuss matters related to pending litigation as authorized by North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And we are now in closed session. We want to thank everyone that has joined us in the television audience tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next month.